Hello, my name is Waverly Duck. I'm a urban sociologist. I'm a sociology professor, but also the director of urban studies. The type of work I do is looking at inequality in neighborhood and institutional settings. So everything from food insecurity to neighborhood poverty. For this project, I'm looking for a game to look at how kids on the autism spectrum process emotions. I'm looking for a game for kids who are high functionally verbally fluent kids on the autism spectrum, particularly with regards to how they process emotions and abstract thinking. The way that neurotypical or normal people talk about emotions is usually using metaphor. So if I were to ask someone, how do you feel inside when you're happy or sad or angry, people say things like, I feel warm, or butterflies, or I feel like I'm on cloud nine, or boiling water. Those things literally don't make sense. So how do you create a game, or how do you think about alternative ways to capture how kids on the spectrum make sense of emotions? From my research, I noticed that when kids on the spectrum talk about emotions, they use embodied or concrete descriptions. So when talking about things that make them happy, they talk about running or jumping. When talking about pain, they say things like burn like fire. When they talk about happiness, again, they describe concrete activities that situate in actions or experiences that they've had before. The challenge for you, I would imagine, is one, creating a visual game that captures activities that are symbolic of happiness, sadness, and pain, but also if you can create activities that capture those abstract ways about thinking about emotions, and pair those with activities so that for clinicians in the future, when they're trying to get at kids who are suffering from depression or anxiety or are not really good at describing pain, can you come up with a visual aid or some type of game so that those kids can identify practices or behaviors that illustrate those issues?